going to WLW, I say my favorite person to work with was, I say, Darren Wade. I think because he was such good, like, technically as a wrestler, doing holds and counters, reversals, but his size as well, he was able to fly around. So it was almost like working a mirror image of myself, you know? So it was able to fun because we could actually do high spots and do crazy spots that were like, you might not be able to do because, like, I wouldn't be able to do with Breaker or, you know, Trevor Murdoch or anybody like that, you know? He was different, and he always kept me going too. Like, I would say, like, if I could do something, he could do it better. I would try to do it better, and he would do it better than that. And it was always making us one up each other, you know. So it's fun. Like, you don't stay complacent. It was always cool to have someone that makes you step up.
Sure.
As far as favorite match to referee, if you want to count WWE developmental, the best match I've had was, I got that to officiate, was Seth Rollins versus Dean Ambrose, who goes by John Moxley now. It was a FCW 30. So at the time, it was Dusty Rhodes had set up a thing with the FCW 15. So for 15 minutes, it was just, you would just go. So this is why cardio kind of gets involved into it too, right? It was 15 minutes. Guys would just wrestle. Whoever has the most pinfalls at the end would win. And so, you know, they had been feuding, and then they had finally gotten boiled over to go to the FCW 30, which ended up taking over an entire show for FCW TV. And it ended up with a tie, and they had to add a few more minutes to go into it. But it was by far, like, from, if you can watch it on YouTube, from the commentary, from the build-up of having Steamboat interviewed, Dusty interviewed, Steve Kern interviewed, everybody to build up to that match was great. And then that match was even better than that. It was just so intense. It was one of the best ones. And Joey Mercury at the time was producing that match in the back, so he was in my earpiece. And I remember after that match had been done, he was like, "Man, you're I don't know, it's kid friendly. He was, you're badass referee," and that really got me over the hump. I felt like, damn, I can hang in there. You know, these are the top guys in FCW. I know if I've got his respect, like, man, I can do this.
Well,
so,
you're
yeah,
sitting talking about matches. I'm a referee too. And I got something that I've been wanting to ask you since I heard you were coming on the show, and that, you know, you have the experience of reffing Hell in the Cell and things like that. What are some of the different considerations that you have to take, you know, going from just reffing singles matches and tag team matches to something like a Hell in the Cell or a TLC or is there anything different that you have to focus on there that you don't focus on every time?
I feel like that's a selfish question. I feel like you're
it
trying
is.
to...
It's a very selfish question. I am not ashamed at all.
Yeah. Oh, it's all good, man. Yeah.
Like, that was all about you right there.
that Hell in a Cell TLC, those, I mean, since they're a little bit more dangerous than your normal match, it's going back to being checking on the well-being and the safety of the guys. It's a lot of, after they take a big bump, you're going and checking on them right away and making sure they're okay, you know. It's hard because, like, you can't pull a guy out of a corner, you can't pull a guy off a rope or count out or nothing like that because it's no disqualifications, right? It's TLC or Hell in a Cell, everything goes. So for me, it's just always moving, you know, and usually with those matches, there's multiple guys, right? So you can always stay busy. I always feel like I can always check on someone here. Then if that's dead, I'll go to another guy. But the last thing I want to be is a referee standing in a corner while everything is happening. And it looks like these guys are, you know, doing all these things, but why is that referee kind of stuck in the corner doing absolutely nothing? I think when you slide down and check on a guy or see if they're going to continue in the match, it adds to it, right? Because it's a devastating move, whether they, you know, fell off the cage or got dumped from the top rope to the cell on the outside. Like, you've got to slide on, check and see if these guys are okay. Because, I mean, the story of it is it's a dangerous match. That's why the match has taken to this level after, you know, the build up to it. So I think it's important that we always check on the safety and well-being of the guys and always moving.